Hi, good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie and the channel is sew_stitch_stow space nat. You can find me on Instagram as sew_stitch_sew. I'll put it on the screen as well. I obviously wasn't very creative when I came up with my name, and some of the names I would have had already gone. So that's how that name evolved. My love of stitching and new interest in sewing. Still like sewing, don't get enough time to do sewing, so I'm sure I'll sew some more things as well as doing some FFOing at some point. My channel is predominantly about cross stitch. Welcome to my new subscribers, and hello to my returning subscribers. If you're new, don't go watch my first one. It's in the dark. It's not really good. I think we all say that about our first one. And I've not even been quite going a year. It's a year between Christmas and New Year, when I just finally bit the bullet and said, this is what I want to do. I want to reach out and say hello to people. I know there's a few of you that like to comment, but any comments are welcome. I've got some notes there, which is why I keep looking off to the side, which is unusual for me, I know. But, and I have 4 finishes, one of which is a start and finish. I did have another new start, but that's still a whip. And I wanted to talk a bit about stitch and stash at the end as well. I've got quite a bit to get through because it's been 4 weeks. Life has just got in the way, and like I say, it's a Saturday afternoon here. My children have both been on half term last week. It was just myself off with them. My husband didn't take the time off this time, to which he'll be up a bit more at Christmas with them, so it's fine. But we went to the Cotswolds, and I found a craft shop, as you do. I'll talk about that in haul. And we also went to the Wave yesterday, and I'm talking life, and I meant to talk about life at the end, so just skip ahead until you see some cross stitch. So yeah, that was really good. The boys really loved it. Didn't get to go on all the rides, but a fair few. Would definitely go there again. So the Wave is in Coventry, so it's not too far from me. But it's only, we don't like have water parks like they do on like the European and American countries. It's all indoors, and it wasn't so chlorinated, the water. It was like salty chlorinated rather than fully chlorinated. Not sure what that's about. It's the first time I've had like been in an indoor pool and it's been slightly salty, but it was very warm. To the point of it was a little bit too warm actually. Yeah, good fun was had, and the Cotswolds was very scenic. Love watching Michelle's channel, and she mentioned Broughton on the Water, and I've been to the Cotswolds before and loved it, so just decided to have a couple of nights away over in that direction. So yeah, shall we get on with it then? Yeah. So I've opened all the bags, so hopefully there's not too much zipping noises, as long as I remember not to try and shut them again. So my first finish was, sorry, just looking for the board, Stitch is Gonna Stitch. Now this was a freebie by the Blue Flower. I've not used any of the cold four. I've got drunk with power, as Janine likes to say. I got a bit crazy with all the overdyes, apart from, I think the hair is just a flapped DMC. I'll put details below. I can't even see what DMC it was because I thought I put it back in there, but I hadn't. Oops. Like I said, I'll put details below. I've written it down, just I've got it hand. So yeah, I think that's available on her website. If I can find it, I'll link it. And there's another one that's cookies. They were like market freebies from a couple of years ago. Yeah, I've not written on there. So next, I think last time I said I wanted to get this finished, and I did manage to finish it. I got struck by some inspiration. So this is Corgi Love by the Snowflower Diaries, and then I've intermixed that with, yeah, so this is the Snowflower Diaries. Oops. From that bit is all Snowflower Diaries, not the Colorworks. And then the other one is from the CrossStitchTraveler, these bits here, and it was originally for the Diamond Jubilee, so I've changed it to the birth year in this year. I've actually done it in 3799 rather than black, and I'll put details below of the conversion I've done on that. I think these were like a orange colour. I've also added beads, I've added metallic, I've added a swirl, sorry I'm dropping that down so you can't see it. So it's, yeah, pearl necklace, I've done some beads in there, one bead up here. Yeah, love that. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but felt like I wanted to stitch something, and like I said, I stitched most of that during the funeral, and then finished off in between the videos. It was almost complete, I think, last time. The Queen Elizabeth and the ears weren't in there last time because I hadn't bought that pattern at that point to sort of merge the two together. And then my big finish, well, reasonably speaking, compared with the 3 smalls, this is a big one, is my sampler 15 by 2 by 2 stitch art on Zweigart Ash Rose 32 count even weave with DMC 498, and I think I must have used about 4 skeins, I would say. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, but it was quite nice doing the monochromatic thing, just sort of pulling it off and carrying on. I'm a bit lost for inspiration with this one as to how to finish it. I could go white frame or could go black frame. Not sure. Don't think I want it as a project bag, but I'm not sure where I'd hang it up either, so a bit stuck for inspiration at the minute. So that'll go with the finishes that need to get FFO'd. This is still available, I'll try and link it below. It's not this colourway on Etsy, and it's a Stitch for Ukraine piece, Ukrainian designer. There we go. I have several more patterns from her, at least, I feel like I want to say at least 10 more patterns. My plan is to do another monochromatic piece, but the opening gambit by Long Dog this time. So I probably will come back to 2 by 2 stitch art at some point. So yeah. Next is my SAF, my start and finish. So it's Dandelion embroidery, I was going to say designs it, and it's Colombo. My dad's a Colombo fan. I haven't watched it in years, but I can imagine it's probably not stood up to the test of time. But it's a little Christmas gift for him. Oops, sorry about the creases. He's only about 2,000 stitches, but it did take me about 3 evenings, maybe 4, I can't remember. but they were work evenings, and then I blitzed it on the weekend day. It was the last day I stitched and I just blitzed it. Yeah, that is in all the called for. Right, next is whips. I've got a list of them all, but I know I've got them all here, so let's go. I haven't taken this out of the hoop. I can't actually remember how much I've done on this, but this is Meditation Garden. Things are attached, by Jan Hicks, and I'm just in the photo. I'm just in that bottom section there. I have done my own conversion on this. Didn't want to use just DMC and couldn't spring for the Miss Sadie Silks. So that's where I'm up to. So in terms of what I've got left to do, I've got to finish off that tree there. It's like a cherry blossom tree, and then come up. No, I'm on the wrong side, aren't I? That bit there, finish, and then come up the tree, the sun, the tree, and I think I've got a little bit to do in the river, and then that's it, done. I think it's at like, I want to say like 75% at the minute, and it will be a Christmas present hopefully. I need to find a frame for it, but it's quite big because I've done it 2/2 on 25 count Lugana. Not Lugana, Fabric Flare. Vintage Sand? No, that's Zweigart, isn't it? Definitely Vintage Sand. But yeah, still loving it, but just hasn't called for me. One of my other projects keeps calling, so I keep answering because I haven't worked on it for quite some time. Next one is my Stitching Mummy temperature typography. I think I will do another one next year. I still like to do the bookshelf one actually, I think. It's the one that keeps calling me by Christie Corner. Dr. Christie. I know it's other designers bringing them out now as well. I haven't, so I'm slightly behind on that, so right. Got a few days to add into October. But yeah, you can see how much the weather's starting to cool off now. And that's just on a 14 count white Ada. I don't know if it's, I don't think it's as Zweigart, but it's much softer than the Zweigarts I've been getting lately. So it's like an old piece from Stash. Couldn't tell you where it's from, but it's nicer to work on. The next project is the one I started last time to go in the Friends project bag by Canny Fox. I think I've got that right. If not, it's on screen. I've got a big photo. Yeah. So I had this in my stash for quite some time, the pattern. So by Stitch Area, it's on Etsy. I think, I can't remember the last time I showed you I had started Jerry Doesn't Share Food or not. And that project is a little bit big for that bag, I will admit. So I might swap around. But that's what I'm up to. There isn't backstitch on the Jerry Doesn't Eat Food, but I haven't decided which motif I'm going to do next, whether I go up to the side or down. That's where I'm at with that. I've also just left that yellow thread hanging as well. I think at the minute I'm sort of like pick it up, do a motif, put it down, in terms of progressing it. Right, my next one was Halloween inspired. I felt like picking it up, so I did, which is a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads Halloween night. I think I picked this up during the day because of the navy on navy. I think this was a couple of weeks ago. Oops. That's what I want to on that. So you see that outline of the moon, which is like navy and grey on navy. I haven't done any beading yet on this, so it's still got quite a bit of work to do. Next, I think I just wanted something simple to do a couple of weeks ago and just didn't fancy just doing, I finished sample of 15 and then sort of like potted around a little bit between patterns with a needle in there. There's a lot of hanging threads on this, sorry. But I've done a little bit more on modern folk embroidery style, which is the Move Forward in Love, which was Pride this year. Still got quite a bit to go. It's on a 14 count Ada in all the call for. I can't remember what percentage that's at actually. Yeah, I've got that written down today. Then I did a little bit more work on my Love quilts, which is the Black Panther. The amount of ripping out and redoing I've done on this is driving me crazy. I haven't touched it for a few weeks actually. I feel much happier with it now that I've put some sulky metallic in. I'll put the details on the screen and below. It's hard to describe. It's like a stretchy plastic. It's like a thin, really thin tape. So it's easy to sort of thread through the holes and then stitch. You can't stitch it in place like you can like a sewing thread, or if you're going to use like the cross stitch thread, you can't then stitch it into your work. It'll pull out. That's where I'm up to with that. I've just used like a gold colour because I thought it would work quite well a lot of my things, although might get another one. So next time I place like a Lakeside needle cross ordering, I'll probably put another one in there, different colourway. I watched Stitched by Liz, and she's doing the same thing. She's got like I'm not sure if it's a sulky one though, but she's got a black fabric and she's got like a copper and a blue on it. So yeah, that's where that one's up to. But because it was so symmetrical, you couldn't get away with having like an extra line down the face. So yeah. If you want to know more about Love Quilts UK, please check out my last video, which was number 15, where I talk about it there. I am part of a stitch along at the minute on there, which I don't think is open anymore. I could be wrong. I know some people haven't started. Next part's out Tuesday. I want to say it's 6 parts, but I can't actually remember. This look, the first chunk was quite considerable. This is where this is at. I've just got a back stitching to do. I can't show you cover photo because it's stitched along, and there aren't cover photos for the patterns that you can use for an in-child quilt. Like I say, if you want more details on that, please check out my last video, number 15. It's a charity in the UK, and they make quilts for seriously ill children. Yeah, and I've just started spinning. I like doing a bit of 14 count Ada. Equally I like doing a 32 count even weave. I have started buying some 36. Mixed reviews on that so far. So Stitches RSVPs on 36, but I hadn't realised there's 1/1. Apart from that, it was fine. So I will endeavour. I was thinking about doing the long dog chest one in a 36 count, so we'll see what happens with that. But that's just on white. And the last whip that I worked on, besides the New Start, which is just down here as well, I haven't asked the husband if I could show his name on screen, so just cover that up. Is the oops, yeah, it's a stocking Joan Elliott. I'll put the name below because I can't remember it off the top of my head. I've done most of the bits down here. There's no beading apart from the beads that I've put up here now, and in the name. So I've got another metallic silvers to do across the top here and finish off the ones that are here. Loads of trees, all his beard and what have you, all the beads, and then finish the top of the polar bear. It was a polar bear that made me put it down. The pattern's not that easy to read. It's paper pattern, which made me put it down. I think even though I've made a photocopy of it, I liked it. But I'm definitely getting back into it. Whether it'll be finished by Christmas this year, maybe, but I've still got the other meditation garden that I want to finish as well. And I've pinched a Q-snap off my chatelaine, which I haven't started yet. I'm trying to be good, trying to keep my whips down, so I haven't started that yet. Sorry if you can hear my phone buzzing, somebody's WhatsApping. So yeah, but it's actually quite lightweight on and good with this one. I've tried stitching it in so many different things, but the Q-snap really seems to be helping me at the minute. Or whether it's I'm doing a different part of it, I don't know. But motoring along with that. Oh, what's he called? Is he called anything? There's no name. It just says County Cross Stitch, but that's what it'll look like. So we've got the glare. Different time of day in here today. I don't think I've done any of the gold metallic thread as well, so lots of metallic thread, lots of beads and random odd stitches as well. So snowflakes are in silver metallic. It's all quite fun. Right, so like I said, I mentioned we went away for a couple of nights and the kids were like, oh, what stitching are you going to bring, Mummy? I'm going to get time to do that. So I did take something in the end. I just took like a magazine freebie. Yes, I know, it was in. Rip the page off the magazine. That's what it looked like when it's finished. So it's a kit with everything, and this is how far I got. It is a nice easy stitch. Some of it's 1/1 and some of it's 2/1, so I've got hanging threads just from there. And that's where I've got to with it. So that's 2 and a bit days worth. We did have a couple of hours where we just chilled out in the hotel room or down in the bar. So I did do a bit more. And they wanted a film, a kids film on in the evening, so I stitched while we were doing that as well. So I'm glad they said to me, bring some stitching, Mummy. Of course they had their tablets and what have you as well. which I got to play on and watch a little bit as well. So everyone's happy. That was my new start. In terms of plans, the stocking and the meditation garden are two top priorities. I want to finish off that stitching on the unicorn style. So like I say, part 2's out on Tuesday, so I'm not sure how much is going to be involved in that one. Hopefully a bit less, but we'll see. It's fine if it goes in later, because there's quite a few of us stitching it, so I'm just going to have lots of the same thing. And that's, I've done that full call for, I can't remember if I said that. And then Netflix and Stitch sale has finished. I have got a plan for that, but I haven't written it down on here. So I kind of think I know which blocks I want to do now, and I also want to create a couple. So we watched like The Floor is Lava, and I wanted to try and do something with Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. We'll see what happens, see what creatively I can come up with. I mean, there are programs I would put on there, but yeah. I think Sex Education was one, but the items that are shown on there would probably ask a bit too many questions by my kids, who are 7 and 10. So I've decided not to do that one, even though I find it hilarious and educational at the same time. So yeah, that's that one. I can't remember what the last part's were for that, it's been out a while as well. My last thing is haul. Didn't bring that. Sorry, I just making reference to the fact I didn't bring something up. So I've started doing Stitch from Stash. A couple of bits aren't included within my Stitch from Stash or bought prior to me starting it at the beginning of October. So this one I haven't included, but it's just a big A3 sketchbook, and it's got some like nice thick white pages. They have got the perforation to tear out, but I'm not going to do that. And what I want to do with this is to put some like smalls in, like previous things that I've finished before that are just sat in the FFO box that aren't going anywhere, and that I don't want to gift. I've just stitched because I wanted to stitch them, or they were part of a magazine thing. So yeah, I'll let you know how I get on with that. The one I have previously, the paper was quite thin, so it's not really holding its structure very well, and I thought hopefully with that one I can spread it out a bit more. I get a few more littles on there and make some notes as to what they were. But like I say, I can put the older stuff in there first, see how I get on. I might back for another one at some point. That one, fill that one up first. Next, I haven't included my Caterpillar subscription box in my Stitch from Stash. I did buy that this time last year. I can't remember when it comes up for renewal. Probably not going to renew, if I'm completely honest. So this is All Is Bright, and that came with, I do like their needle minders though, a nice Christmas tree needle minder, some bobbins, which are glittery, candy cane, which the kids haven't spotted yet, and some gingerbread cocoa, drinking chocolate I should say. And I do really like the new packaging actually, although I have used the previous packaging to store some of my threads and that in, which I've got enough of. So yeah, I do like the pattern with this one, so I will stitch that one. I have got previous ones that they're in the stash, they're not my favourite and probably won't get stitched, which I think is why I'm hesitant at continuing with subscription when I like receiving it. Do I think it was worth the money I spent on it? Yeah. And the amount of ones I would stitch out of the amount of the ones I wouldn't stitch don't balance in the right direction. I might start another subscription next year, not sure. Cottage Garden thread subscription will end in June, I think it is, because I think it's only for 12 months. So I might pick it up then. Speaking of which, I have them here. And they come out on the 1st of the month, so I'm due another one fairly imminently as well. So that's this month's, well, October's. And they're from Poppy Patch here in the UK. They import all the cottage garden needle threads. They've got Australian designer fabric, recommend them. So I've got maple, delphinium, poppy, pumpkin seed and plum pudding. And I haven't used any of these yet, but my plan is to use ampersand on the opening cabinet Bejewelled. My mind's going blank today. Speaking of which, I bought some fabric. I want to make a project bag. That's a Riley Blake. I want to say it's called Plain Chest. I can't remember. I will put the name on. I found this on eBay. Haven't used it yet. I'll let you know. I did get some binding tape somewhere to go with that as well. That was just off Amazon though, just so cheapy. What else have I got in here? I bought CrossStitchTraveler magazine. I really like a couple of the patterns out of here, so I will stitch some of them. And also liked the Rendell calendar. It's gone. I know what I'm Bothy threads, that's what I was trying to say. So there's a couple I might stitch out of that. So yeah, so I did actually get a magazine like the first time in I don't know how long. I think I did get one with an Emma Condon one in it sometime this year, but yeah, I've not, since cancelling my subscription. I've got a Readly subscription. I haven't looked back, and I have done some patterns off Readly as well, so that's paid for itself as well. And you also get access to that just cross stitch American magazine. You can't get here in the UK that easily. So my Lakeside needlecraft subscription for DMC is finished now, but I am still getting the classic Colorworks, and that was this month. Oops. I also still get the Fabric of the Month Club. I have swapped from an iridescent now to a non-iridescent. Fabric Wear is Pearl this month. Lovely, absolutely lovely. I've also opted to go in for the 36 count, also in a non-iridescent. I don't know if you can see, that's the 36 and that's the 32. I can see a bit of them on. It is very faintly mottled. I don't think I ever get too close. It's getting bleached out. But yeah, really subtle. And I just go for the 50 by 45 on that. So yeah. I haven't used any of my subscriptions to that yet, but I was thinking about, if I get the stocking done, doing a new start for the other half, which will be the Terry Pratchett drawing I showed last time, which is Death Riding Binky, or Binky and Death, that one, anyway. What else have I got? Oh yeah, Amazon delivery. Sorry, I'm bending down. So that's just it's a little bit thinner than I thought it was, so I might have to go back and get the right one. But that's the half-inch binding. And then I just got some. I thought, well, if I'm going to always have 25 whips, which is what I'm going to get to by the end of next year, I need some more scissors. So just bought like the 4-pack with the little cases off Amazon. I've bought those before, so that's my second match. We also went to Dunelm, and I just realised I've left something downstairs, but I'll show you next time. That was also from Cotswolds. So this is from Dunelm, just like a hanger. No idea what I'm going to do with it, but saw it and thought, yeah, I'll have one of those. I could hang, I don't know, to check the width, but I could hang Deck the Halls from it. That's still waiting to be finished. And I also got a 2023 diary. I really do like this one that I got, but it's an academic one, and it's also like page per page view, whereas this is a week to view. And then it's got a big section for notes as well. So from there onwards, that's all notes, and that is a week to view. Like I say, this is from Dunelm. Really happy. We'll use that next year. We've also got like a little to do down here, and appointments. So yeah, lots of space for making notes and plans. And then so on holiday I said I found a little craft shop. That was called Boughton Basket. I did pick up a gift, which I am not showing. I just realised I've got the things that I thought I was missing. I'll show them in a second. So I bought a couple of packets of those. Same price as everywhere else, no delivery, so I bought a couple of those. And I also found this little kit, which I had one made up in store, which looked really pretty. So that's the Nutmeg company, Meg Evershed. I've not seen these before. And it's got like a plastic canvassing. I haven't opened it up yet. It's got the wadding, it's got even weave, the Ada, the thread, cotton. So yeah, I'll let you know when I sell that how I get on with it. But yeah, interested and looking forward to it at the same time. It looks very delicate. It wasn't that one that they had done up in store. There was another one. She's lovely. They do all sorts in there. She's got all the cross stitch. She's got crochet, knitting, felting, I think it was felting, applique. She did have some cotton fabrics, but it's like a little gold mine of different things, and I could have spent way more money, but I managed to control myself, and I have put that on my Stitch from Stash. This lot isn't though. So we went to Birdland when we were there as well, and I picked up some lapel pins, which I plan to make into needle minders, so I've been looking at tutorials on that, I'll let you know. So I've got keyring and a needle minder, so to put on a thread ring, and then that one I'll make into a needle minder, and like I say, the owl I'll make into a needle minder as well. There is a stunning owl there. If I can find the picture I will put it in. Not that not all animals are not stunning, but yeah, he's one who caught our attention, so he could be and then the last thing I picked up, which is not completely stitchy related, was in the Lodestone, which is all like crystals and gemstones, and it's called Stitchite. See it? It's a colour that caught my eye, and I saw the nail, I was like, ah! It's used to restore emotional and physical health after illness, depression or emotional trauma. It's a mineral carbonate of chromium and magnesium, and it was first discovered in 1910 on the west coast of Tasmania, Australia, and it's just a lovely purple, and I just like the name. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. It has got relatively flat back, but I don't think you could actually do anything with it. It has got, you see, flecks of green in there as well, not just the sticker up here. I haven't taken that off yet. But yeah, lovely. And of course you've seen the Lakeside Needlecraft one. It's not on there actually, but I did see all of the stones that were on there were in the shop as well, and the biggest amethyst I've ever seen. I mean, I like amethyst, it's my birthstone anyway, and I like the colours, but yeah, it's like 500 quid for this massive amethyst. I'm like, no. It's gorgeous, I like it, but yeah, what would I do with it? Yeah. I haven't got that kind of money to spend, to be fair. So thank you if you've made it this far. Like and subscribe. Sorry, I've been a bit sporadic with my videos. I knew if I didn't get it done today, it was not going to get it done next week, or possibly the week after, so we'll see how we go, whether I get another one out, when I get another one out. Hopefully it'll be 2 weeks, it might be 3. Potentially very busy next weekend, so won't be in the house at all. Yeah, plans, like I say, husband stocking and Stitch meditation garden. What I really want to do is get the sewing machine out and make some project bags.